Outer space law in the UK is a reserved matter, which means the UK government in Westminster reserves exclusive rights to legislate. However, Scotland, under the leadership of Space Scotland, and especially the Environmental Task Force, has been leading the way in showing how local efforts can prioritize space sustainability. Hello, my name is Dr. Nicholas Ross, and I'm founder and CEO of Niparo, a space sustainability consultancy based in Edinburgh, Scotland. International space law and outer space is sometimes called the Wild West. But this is wrong, and actually can be dangerous as it leads to the lack of accountability, especially when discussing matters of environmentalism and sustainability. The primary instrument of outer space law remains the 1967 UN treaty, the Outer Space Treaty. The Outer Space Treaty sets out how we behave in outer space. And indeed, Article 2 says no appropriation of celestial objects is allowed by any state. In general, the Outer Space Treaty is relatively silent on sustainability matters, though. In the UK, the domestic legislation comes in the form of two main acts, the 1986 Outer Space Act and the 2018 Space Industry Act. The Outer Space Act fulfills the UK's international obligations. The 2018 Act had a primary motivation of sovereign launch from the UK. And the follow-up secondary legislation, the Space Industry Regulations 2021, set out the Civil Aviation Authority, the CAA, as the spaceflight regulator for the UK, and indeed laid out the environmental provisions that one has to comply if one wants to carry out space activity within the UK. Here at Niparo, we've been looking at the interaction between the international treaties, domestic legislation, and indeed local bylaws, and understanding how they interact and work with each other, and how we can do best practices and move forward in a sustainable manner. Indeed, earlier this year, with the Higgs Centre for Innovation at the University of Edinburgh, Niparo held a summit that brought together space sustainability thought leaders and space environmentalists. And we continue this discussion and look forward to more movement and more progress, especially going forward. And so Scotland, with the Scottish Government, the Space Scotland, the Scottish space industry, and Scottish academia is pushing the way here and being a beacon on how we proceed. We reach for the stars, and we want to do this in a just, equitable, and sustainable manner.